We're coming to engage in dramatic, non-violent action to call attention to the gulf between promise and fulfillment, to make the invisible visible.
The final Sunday sermon of Martin Luther King, that was 50 years ago this week, of course, just 4 days before his assassination. We're joined now by Dr. Andrew Young, of course, a friend and fellow pioneer in the civil rights movement with Dr. Martin Luther King. And Dr. Young, thank you for joining us this morning. I know you were there with Martin Luther King for that final sermon 50 years ago. What does it bring to mind today?
Well, it reminds me of the fact that we did not make that clear on the national level. Now, once Dr. King was assassinated, what I've found is that we scattered. Jesse Jackson went back to Chicago. I went back to Atlanta. I got into politics. He was into Operation Push. But almost all of us have tried in some way to carry on Martin Luther King's work. But he was able to take it to a national level, and it has never reached there. We understand that Dr. King was trying to deal with the triple evils of race, war, and poverty. And many of the things that we think of as racial now, a lot of the police violence, a lot of the conflict between the rich and the poor that comes out is much more related to poverty than race.
And there does seem to be a real gulf, too, between the way whites and blacks Americans view this. You see black Americans much more likely than white Americans to think we're backsliding in race relations.
Well, that's true, and yet it's true that they think that, but it's not true that it exists, I don't think. I don't like statistics. In fact, Dr. King used to be appalled by statistics quite often. Because what I saw last Saturday was a continuation of a movement of people. While it started out against guns, it was innocent people being splattered by the blood of their classmates. And I don't think Dr. King used to say that unearned suffering is redemptive. And I think these young people are going to be involved in the redemption of America from poverty, from war, from violence. And I think that's the key to the future. He always felt that progress was never a steady decline. You'd have up and then you'd go down and then you'd come back up. And I think, well, I know I was in the Congress when we were exactly at this point with President Nixon. And the nation was panicked, but a year later, it was moving on in a calm and reasonable way. And now, I don't know that we can repeat that, but we do have a pendulum swing.
And, sir, if Dr. King were preaching on this Easter Sunday, what would his message be?
Gosh, I hadn't really thought of that, but I think he would always have faith in America. He never lost faith in the American dream. His dream was deeply embedded in the American dream. And he saw in the Constitution the fulfillment of a promise.
Dr. Young, thank you for your time this morning. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.